most meetings seem urgent, but they're not the important meetings. They're not the drivers of the vision of the firm, the strategy of the firm, the execution of the firm. They're just typically micromanagement style meetings where we're just following up on people to make sure that they got the task done. And are you, as the owner of the firm, the best person to conduct those meetings? Because maybe it makes sense to let go and allow some of your team leads or empowering somebody else within your organization to be able to conduct those meetings, and then that person reports to you. So they can oversee, let's say, 5 or 6 different meetings in a week, and now you only got to meet with them once. But it's also important to look at, okay, if you're going to be freed up from some of these meetings, what's that going to free you up to do? So how will you now spend your newfound time? Because if you look at it and say, hey, I'm caught up in meetings all day, but I really believe I need to be taking other referring attorneys to lunch, or being able to build relationships within the community, or brainstorming what our strategy or marketing strategy should be, whatever. And if that would allow you to move the needle in your firm, then perhaps that's more important than sitting in all these different meetings. And again, nothing is forever. I mean, every single quarter, I'm reevaluating my calendar and making sure that the way that calendar is set up is the most effective for what I'm trying to achieve and where the business is going. This is somewhat complicated, but we look at where we're trying to go. What's the vision of the organization? Okay, years into the future. What needs to happen this year? What needs to happen every single quarter? And every single quarter, there's 3 months. What needs to happen each month? And is the calendar set up in a way, in terms of my time, and more importantly, my focus, is it set up in a way that allows me to accomplish what needs to be accomplished each and every month, which requires you to accomplish things like each and every day and every week in order to achieve those monthly targets, those quarterly targets, and ultimately those annual targets in the organization. And if it's not, then you probably should reevaluate some of the meetings you're having, because your time could be spent in a better way. In an alternate reality, perhaps you need to be having more meetings and you're not having any meetings at all, and people don't have any sort of direction or clarity whatsoever, and they're just left to their own devices, and you don't ever get people in a room together because everybody's working remote and everybody's dispersed all over the world, and nobody ever gets together, so there's no alignment. The content team has no idea what the trial team is doing. The trial team has no idea what the operations team is doing. The operations team has no idea what the finance team is doing. Nobody knows what the hell is going on, sometimes not even within their existing teams. They just know they got to press this widget and turn this knob. They don't see how that ties into the bigger picture. And then you have a person who's just, you're not getting highest performance out of them, and they don't give a shit. And you want to know why? Because they don't feel like they're part of a team. There's no vision. There's no alignment. There's nothing. So sometimes it's important to get everybody in a room together, a physical room, not a Zoom room, okay? Everyone's like, oh, I'm like, you don't understand. My organization, we do Zoom meetings all the time. Everybody loves it. I'm going to clue you in on a little secret. You get everybody together in a Zoom room, at least 50% of those people are not paying attention to anything you were saying. They are on YouTube, on Slack. They're somewhere else. And if you don't believe me, ask them a question and see how long it takes them to unmute themselves and respond. But hey, what do I know, right? Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'm old school. But I do believe that sometimes it's important to get everybody in a room together and align as a team.